It's a winter storm hitting everyone tonight.
It's really been a quickly developing story just over the past 24 hours.
We're seeing anything from a couple of inches to a couple of feet of snow in the next 12 hours, and that is already wreaking havoc on the roads.
We were able to sell through 6 pallets of ice melt within less than 24 hours.
We're tracking ice on top of the snow, bringing a whole new set of concerns.
We're in extreme temperatures and extreme weather.
Plus, the warning from WashDOT and when you can finally expect a break.
Now, Cap KVU local news at 5.
Good evening. I'm Alyssa Warner.
I'm Jason Valentine. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Now, we're to have team coverage tonight as the biggest winter storm of the season so far bears down on the entire regions. We'll begin with Madeline Hagan live in Kennewick. Maddie, the snow has already been falling for several hours here in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, good evening, Jason and Alyssa. It is coming down so heavy right now. You can see all of it. Let me take a step out of the shop for a moment. You can see road conditions. We're located off of West Hood and Edison tonight. Traffic's moving pretty slowly. The roads are definitely starting to get icy. The snow is coming down. Now, speaking of travel, I spoke with our meteorologist, Brianna Berman-Solo, who explains that tomorrow morning might be a little risky if you're out on the roads.
Where the snow falls through the clouds, once it hits a little bit warmer air, we have a warm front coming in tomorrow, it will melt into plain old rain, which on its own, rain is not a bad thing. But our temperatures on the ground are going to be so cold that rain will freeze instantly, creating a layer of ice on whatever it touches.
Again, this is all worst case scenario, but if you don't have to travel tomorrow is a great time to just stay inside, avoid the roads as much as possible. Like Brianna said, that freezing rain could really create a risky situation on all of our roads, especially in the pass regions. So again, please slow down if you do have to travel and stay safe. Reporting live in Kennewick, I'm Madeline Hagan, Cap KVU Local News.
All right, thank you so much, Maddie. And yes, the snow has been falling just pretty much right after noon. Plenty of snow falling in all of our areas, and we do expect quite a bit of the white stuff through the evening. So a very heavy push. Look at this. All of our areas are blanketed by the snow. And this is going to continue into very early tomorrow morning. As you heard Brianna say, we are going to be seeing that freezing rain start to fall as we get to pretty much around 4 to 5 a.m. tomorrow. So right before the morning commute. But we do have good news. We're going to be seeing warmer temperatures, and that rain eventually will be helping get rid of the snow. So winter weather advisory for that is the purple, 2 to 5 inches expected by tomorrow morning. That winter storm warning, that is good for Yakima, Toppenish, and in the Ellensburg areas. 4 to 10, they've upgraded how much snow is expected, and then of course that morning ice. But again, good news as we start to see 40-degree temperatures start to hit either tomorrow or Friday, with a melt of epic proportions on the way. And folks, we're going to see a lot of closures and a lot of delays tomorrow. So go to our website, yaktrinews.com. On the top, you see school closures. That is updated constantly. It will be throughout the morning. And you can also go to Good Morning Northwest starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow for the latest on the weather, the ice, and all the closures.
Thanks, Jason. And with this freezing weather, officials with Benton PUD are warning you to be prepared in case of power outages. One of their biggest energy-saving tips is to check your thermostat. 68 is the recommended temperature for inside your home. Officials say this will let you maintain a nice temperature while you're using less energy. They also say if the power goes out and you're going to use a generator, be careful, never use it inside.
There's always a chance of an outage. You don't know what's going to happen. Again, we're in extreme temperatures and extreme weather. Our crews are prepared, and they're ready to respond. We're just asking our customers to be safe and be prepared.
Now, coming up tonight at 6, we will be live with what you should have with you in case the power does go out in this winter storm. Ice is also going to be a big concern on the roads. We've been talking about that. This is whether or not you can see it. Take a look at this picture from WashDOT. A semi apparently lost control just west of Ellensburg this morning and ended up here, halfway over the guardrail. You can see the road doesn't look that bad, but with the temperatures as cold as they have been, there can easily be ice on the road, even if the snow seems to be mostly gone. And we are expecting freezing rain early tomorrow morning, as you heard, which means you could find yourself like State Patrol Trooper Chris Thorson did this morning.
Okay, this is what we call a clue in law enforcement police work. out to your car in the morning and your front windshield looks like this, then the roads may not be in the best condition.
Now, less than 2 hours after that, Trooper Thorson posted this picture of a semi-truck crash in Richland on frozen roads. And we see a lot more crashes anytime there's snow and ice. Those conditions, though, also make it harder for first responders to respond safely. Cap KVU's Emily Goodell spoke to law enforcement today. Emily, Yakima is expected to get around a foot of snow. How are the conditions there so far?
It is really cold right now, and the snow continues to come down. You can see it right here, and I can see my own breath when I talk. But really, it's bad for the first responders because with the road conditions being so bad, they're having a hard time getting to where they need to go, and they have more calls than usual.
It gets a little frustrating for deputies that they can't get to places quickly, especially if there's an emergency or if we have to go to a collision where there's an injury.
Deputies say they're getting plenty of calls for traffic accidents, mainly caused by people driving too fast for the road conditions.
County roads, the speed limit is 50 miles an hour unless otherwise posted. But, you know, if there's 3, 4, 5 inches of snow, that's not appropriate. You need to slow down to an appropriate speed so that you can drive safely, that you don't go off the roadway.
Yakima police are seeing more crashes as well, but they're also looking at an increase in domestic violence calls.
Domestics do increase when we have more people inside, especially around the holidays when they come in from out of town.
Police say since their operations are already slow due to the snow, they really need people to pay attention to sirens and flashing lights.
It doesn't matter if it's coming at you or going away or coming from the side. Once you recognize that's the case, you need to pull over to the right and stop.
First responders say that small amount of time might make the difference in saving a life, especially for fire trucks and ambulances.
It could be something very minor that they need to go to, but it also could be somebody who's having a heart attack or a stroke. It's so important that you get out of their way so that they can get to where they need to go.
Our meteorologists tell me that we could be seeing up to a foot of snow overnight here in Yakima County, and it's looking like it's going to do it right now. If you see it, it's still coming down. And first responders are saying with the road conditions, they're still going to be bad overnight, so you should take your time, slow down, plan ahead, and stay home if you can. Reporting live from Sela in Yakima County, Emily Goodell, Cap KVU Local News.
Thank you for braving the cold, Emily. Well, we talked a moment ago about ice on the roads, but don't discount the snow and wind. Take a look at this video from the Oregon Department of Transportation showing crews trying to get a semi out of a ditch on I-84 earlier today. The Department of Transportation in Oregon and Washington reminding everyone to follow those chain requirements so you don't end up here and facing a huge fine to boot. All that snow isn't just impacting highways. Even clearing your driveway can be a big job in the sudden blast of winter weather as people scrambling for supplies. Cap KVU's Ellie Nakamo White and photojournalist Margot Cady got a look at how stores are holding up.
It's going to be terrible. Any more than an inch of snow will be terrible.
Yeah, are you prepared?
Oh, I think I am. The only thing is I'm short of his salt. Seems like everybody's out of salt.
We were able to sell through 6 pallets of ice melt within less than 24 hours.
Just crazy busy with ice melt and coarse salt, snow shovels, tube sand. We just ran out of ice melt. We have another 4 or 5 pallets coming tonight, and we have a lot of coarse salt. And we have truckloads scheduled for next week. It's one of those things that it's feast or famine. Either you need it or you don't. We had truckloads carried over from last year because we didn't need it as much last year. Well, this year we needed it, and so now we're out and we're trying to get more.
Many locations are expecting more stock throughout the day. We made some calls for you. If you're looking for salt or ice melt, check out our article on yaktrinews.com. Well, snow in the Cascades is expected to get so bad tonight, WashDOT is asking everyone to rethink driving over the mountains. Here's a live look at the ski resort on Snoqualmie Pass. They're expecting a couple of feet of snow by tomorrow, and they say if you can wait to travel, you should, because you're likely going to be facing serious delays if you attempt the trip. And, well, they must have been Nostradamus, because eastbound on Snoqualmie Pass, currently, if we can take a look at our pass conditions, is delayed. Westbound, though, we have traction tires required. Chains required for Stevens Pass. And good news, I-84 back open, mile marker 216 to 265, but do carry chains.
Well, it's still ahead tonight on Cap KV Local News at 5. We're talking coronavirus, the message from the governor as hospitals say they're concerned about this latest surge.